guys, welcome back to Plum Pantry. Today we are doing our first update for the 2024 Every Bit Counts Challenge. If you are not familiar with that challenge, that is put on by Three Rivers Homestead. I'll link that channel below. And that is where you try to preserve at least one thing every day in August, even if it's a tiny little bit, because every bit counts. And so I have kept track, and I've got my list, and I am ready to dive into what I got done this past week. Let's see, starting August 1st. So August 1st and 2nd kind of go together because some things were starting, some were finishing. I made 5 quarts of spaghetti sauce. I have 3 of them here because I was trying a new recipe. It was from the Ball canning book. Let me get it. It's from this book, the Ball canning book. And I've seen a lot of people do it on YouTube lately, oven roasted marinara. And it's gotten really good reviews from people, so I wanted to try it. I do usually make my own marinara, but I have a different recipe I use that I really love. So I did 1 canner load of this, and then we ate it the next night, which is why there's 2 missing, and I did 2 batches, a gluten-free and a regular. So that's why I went through 2 quarts already, but I wanted to taste it before I went further into the season to decide if I want to do more of this or if I want to do more of my old recipe. And this is good. It's really good. I thought this sounded really good because I do have a salsa recipe we like that I roast vegetables and tomatoes for. So I was like, well, roasted marinara, why not? I will say that I think I like our old recipe better, but I will, going forward, I think still roast the tomatoes. It doesn't change the canning recipe at all for my other one, but it is easier to peel off rather than doing the water, like the blanching, where you put it in the boiling water and then put it in the ice water and peel it off. That is what I've always done, and it has worked very well. Skins slide right off, and then you can squeeze out the seeds. But it's a little, like lots of bowls, lots of pots, lots of whatever, and this is easy. Just stick it onto a sheet pan, roast it, pull the skins off. So I think I will do my tomatoes roasted and maybe some of the other vegetables, but use my old recipe, which I'm pretty sure the recipe I normally make is just the one for the National Center for Home Food Preservation. Not a fancy recipe, but it's really good. So I got 5 quarts of spaghetti sauce canned, or marinara, okay? But I only got them started that day because the roasting of those tomatoes, 20 pounds of tomatoes, took a long time. It was supposed to be like 20 to 40 minutes, and it took well over an hour. And so I didn't have time to finish this. I got the tomatoes roasted the first day, and then the next day I finished the sauce on August 2nd. But on August 1st, I had started some other things that finished that day. So I had taken out freeze dryer apples. I have 2 half gallons, so a gallon of freeze dryer apples that I got ready that day. And then I had dried some flowers from the garden, some calendula, and some marigolds. The marigolds, I do take the petals off. Calendula, I leave the whole bud on to make my calendula oil, but this, I only use the petals of the flowers. Some of this I use for a rice pilaf I make. Some of it will go in my little chicken jar, my winter chicken treat jar. So the gallon of apples and the flowers came out on Monday. On August 1st. We started midweek. And August 1st I started the marinara, but it came out on August 2nd. Okay, August 2nd, I also made sauerkraut. I had a partial head of cabbage that needed to be used, and I have been craving sauerkraut. And so normally with the leftovers, if I'm using some cabbage for something and I have part of a head left, I just make like wedge slices of it and put it on our veggie tray, our fresh veggie tray. We like raw cabbage like that. But I've been craving sauerkraut, so I was like, you know what, I'll make a small batch of sauerkraut. So I got almost a quart of sauerkraut done. And let's see, August 3rd, okay, cucumber fridge pickles. I only brought 2 jars out. I have 10. These are pint jars, and I did 2 different recipes. So I made this recipe a while back, and my kids liked it a lot. And I don't normally make fridge pickles, but one thing that happens, especially this year, I'm trialing so many cucumbers for UT. I have a lot of slicing cucumbers. And you don't want to use slicing cucumbers for your regular pickles because they're not going to hold up. They're going to be mushy. So with a plethora of those, besides giving them away and making other things, what I have done is I made relish with those, because you don't have to have pickling cucumbers to make relish. It doesn't matter. You're not trying to maintain crispness. And I did make a video of that. I can link it for you. And you can also make fridge pickles because they don't process in the boiling water bath canner. They don't get as soft. So these stay nice and crunchy. And my kids love them just as much as regular pickles. Got some fresh dill from the garden. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it crunch though. Nice and crunchy and delicious. So I made 5 pints of these. These are also another advantage of fridge pickles. I want to make regular pickles still because I like shelf-stable pickles. I don't want to pack a fridge full of just pickles. But they're a great way to use it slicing cucumbers. And one advantage of fridge pickles is you can make just as many jars as what you have cucumbers for. You don't need to, like, it doesn't feel like you're wasting time to not do a whole batch. You can just do 1 jar if you have 1 large cucumber, you know what I'm saying? So I had made 5 jars of these, and then I wanted to try a different recipe that someone else, one of my favorite Homestead channels on YouTube, made, and see if we liked these. So I made 5 of these, and then we did a taste test, and overwhelmingly my family still likes these ones. I will link both of these below. Seasonal Homestead made these. They love them. These are our favorite though, so I will link both of these recipes for you. So I have 10 pint jars of refrigerator pickles sitting in there in the outside fridge in my garage. Okay, so in addition to that, the next day on August 4th, I made 2 different batches of things. I made green chilies, and I did make a video of that too. I got 6 of these 4-ounce jars plus 1 8-ounce jar that's in the fridge of the green chilies. And then I also tried a recipe. Now I have a ticket in with a master food preserver to see about, so I don't come up with canning questions very often because I've been canning for a very long time, but I am not sure about this. So I watched a video, of course, I watched a video where somebody made cranberry juice by just putting cranberries and a little sugar and water in a jar and water bath canning it. And I was not sure, but it very much intrigued me. We like cranberry juice. And I happen to have a bag of frozen cranberries in the freezer still from last winter. And then I came across the idea of my husband really loves cran apple juice. And so I looked for that, and I found the same type of thing, but instead of using sugar, you put cranberries in with apple juice. And so I made 2 quart jars of cran apple juice trying that. There was a lot of conflicting information online about processing time if you do something like this and about headspace. And so I put in a ticket with a master food preserver friend of mine. She's on vacation right now, so it'll be a while before she gets to me to see how legit this is. I'm not worried about trying this, but I want to know for future what to do with this kind of thing. The only thing I could think that might be wrong with doing this is that cranberries, typically people, for safe canning practices, I believe they want them cooked. These are not cooked cranberries. However, they were frozen, and things that were frozen and then thawed tend to have ruptured cells, so I think it might still be okay. We'll see. That is at this time, I'm going to call that a rebel canning method, but I will update you when I hear back from my friend, if I do. So 2 quarts of cran apple juice. That's new to me as well. Okay, August 5th, I canned some sweet pickle relish. Again, my slicing cucumbers. I've got 3 of the half-pint jars, and I had another half of these that's in the fridge. It wasn't enough to make a canned thing with, so 3 half-pints of sweet pickle relish. Did I already say I think I made a video of this too as well, and I will put that up. I will link it for you. It should be already up. And then today, no, that was the 5th. Okay, August 6th, peach processing yesterday. Oh my goodness. A while back, I went to a farm. I picked up this giant basket of peaches. I really needed to get to them. So I did a whole bunch of things yesterday. I froze, the only thing I had to show you at this point is I froze a gallon of them. So I went through and these are chopped peaches. The majority of, I have a bowl of like 6 or 7 still sitting there ready to eat fresh. And I put the rest through the whole process of the blanching with the boiling water, and they came beautifully. The skins came off, pits came out, and I put a large cookie sheet tray of chopped peaches in here yesterday, and then when they were frozen, put them in the bag. So I have 1 gallon of frozen peaches. I have an entire, right now, freeze dryer full of peach slices. And I meant to, I've never freeze dried peach slices, but we like a lot of freeze dried fruit. My kids eat strawberries and apples primarily. They love those, but we do other things too. And so I keep those going just for healthier snacks. I meant to, we like peaches, so I'm assuming we're gonna like freeze dried peaches. I meant to though only do like 2 trays and then throw some frozen strawberries I have in there, another apple, stuff like that. And I just got in the groove. My mind was on other things. I'm chopping peaches, I'm putting things on trays, and I'm like on the 5th tray, filling it with peaches, and realize I've got 5 trays of peaches now. Okay, so I have an entire freeze dryer full of peaches, and I hope that we like them, because it's a lot. And then in addition to that, I juiced some of them, and I made a, oh, here it is, peach maple cinnamon syrup. This was just like a top of my head made up thing that I think would be good on Dutch babies or pancakes or an oatmeal or even on top of ice cream. I only made a little bit. I don't know why I only made a little bit, but I did. And I have a quart bag of juice in the freezer, the deep freezer as well, in case I want to make more of this or something else with peach juice. You can put it in lemonade or tea or whatever, and that would be great as well. And so let's see, froze. Okay, and so because I juiced them through my juicer, I had a container full of peach pulp. So I spread that out on my dehydrator trays, and so my dehydrator is going right now with peach pulp. So I'll have peach powder, which I will do a couple things with. One, I can use it in smoothies or something, peach muffins, just adds extra peach flavor. I can also put it in my tea, like dry tea blends. I've been experimenting more with making my own teas, and so peach powder can go in there to help make a peach tea. So let's see, frozen peaches, freeze-dried peaches, dehydrated pulp, peach syrup, and I roasted some peaches and made roasted peach lemonade last night. It's one of our family's favorite things. Forgot to take a picture, and the lemonade's all gone. So I may have to drive up to that farm and get another batch of peaches just for lemonade, because they were like, you only kept enough enough peaches to make 1 batch of lemonade. I might have to make it again this summer. So I'm not sure on a whole another batch though. They were delicious peaches that I got. So yesterday was peach day with multiple peach things, but as far as food preservation, I would say the freeze dry, the dehydrated, the frozen, the syrup, kind of, I mean, I didn't can this, it's not shelf stable, but you know. Anyway, so totaling for the week is we're off to a good start. I am trying to not only stay on top of the garden produce, but I'm trying to maybe get ahead a little bit on the food preservation, because parts of August for me are undetermined as far as time commitments, and I want to make sure I at least, even if it's not doing something every day, at least get something representing every day. So, but this week so far we had, every day had something or more than one thing. So we have 5 quarts of spaghetti sauce, a gallon of freeze-dried apple slices, some dried flowers of 2 types, 3/4 of a quart of sauerkraut, 6 4-ounce jars of green chilies plus another 8-ounce jar, 10 pints of fridge pickles, 2 quarts of cran apple juice, 3.5 half pints of relish, a gallon of frozen peaches, 5 trays of freeze-dried peaches, dehydrated peach powder, peach cinnamon syrup. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. This is sitting on a towel because it just came out of the canner. This is today. And this is a taste test. So these are green beans, and so I came across this canning recipe I wanted to try. I have made before dilly beans. They're very popular here in the South, where it's like dill pickles, but it's green beans. And no one in our family loves them. We don't hate them. They're just like not anything exciting to us. But I came across this recipe for like a lemon bay leaf pickled green bean. And so I wanted to try that. And I had picked just enough green beans this morning for trying it. That's why there's only 1 jar. Because I didn't want to make a whole batch and not like them. I would rather use my green beans in other ways. So I just made the 1 pint jar to see if we like it, and it's still hot and I haven't tasted it yet. I'll have to update you next week on whether or not we like those. And so that is also a pint of pickled green beans. Different thing than I've ever seen. I'm very curious about these. Anyways, that is the Every Bit Counts Challenge Update Week 1. Super exciting, off to a great start. And if you want to check out Three Rivers Homestead, who created this, I'll link that channel below. Also, if you just searched, if you want to see other people that are participating in this challenge and you want to search for it, you can just use the hashtag #EveryBitCountsChallenge, and it will help you find all the videos, and that'll be fun. And I hope to see you guys next week for a week 2 update and what I get done next week. And again, I'm trying to get out a video every day in August, even though I missed August 1st. Trying to get out a video every day. Not sure it'll work out, but there will be extra food preservation videos during this month just as part of the Every Bit Counts challenge. But I will be updating weekly the whole week's thing every Wednesday, 7th, 14th, yeah, every Wednesday this month. All right, thank you guys for joining me. I hope to see you on the next video. If you haven't already, you could like and subscribe. And if you are interested in another video about food preservation, I will link my playlist here on the screen.